All right, it's time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, the preseason AP Top 25 is out. BYU and Utah just barely on the outside.
And I think you said this when we were talking about during the break, rightfully so. Utah and BYU both have real questions. Are you confident that they're one of the 25 best teams in the country? Do I think one of them will be? Yeah, absolutely. That's why they sit at number 26 and 27 in this poll. But right now, BYU doesn't know who their quarterback's going to be. We don't know what Utah's quarterback is actually going to look like or what their offense is going to look like. Defense is always good. BYU's going to have a good defense, but you really have to be able to move the ball in today's college football.
Yeah, and does Utah's new offense complement its defense? I think that's a huge storyline. I would have been surprised if either school landed in the top 25, but I'm with you. I certainly put together some wins, and they'll be there.
Not a ton of love for the Big 12 in the first AP poll, again, which is, I'm with you, it's just kind of silly. Look, it's part of the ceremony of college football, but ranking these teams before they get on the field, the changes are, especially now with the transfer portal. We have no idea what any of these teams are going to look like.
Means basically nothing, yeah.
But Arizona State comes in at number 11. Kansas State comes in at number 17. Iowa State comes in at 22. Texas Tech comes in at 23. Unless I missed something, I think that's all the ranked teams from the Big 12.
Which is basically the same as how it ended at the end of the regular season last year, right? You had a handful of Big 12 teams that were ranked basically 10 or below.
Mm-hmm.
And basically those very same teams, and then throw in BYU.
Other teams in the top 25, be curious to watch. We'll see what Texas looks like with Manning taking over at quarterback. Quinn Ewers had a truly terrible debut yesterday playing for the Miami Dolphins. Zach Wilson looked okay, but Ewers, I think, was 4 of 16. So might be a real red flag if Sark was playing him over Manning, if Manning has a huge year. Of course, Georgia coming in at 5 is interesting. And
Notre Dame really is the Knicks of college football.
Well, if it's not Notre Dame, it's Michigan, because Michigan is at 14 and it was not good last year.
Notre Dame's at 6.
Yeah,
and you know what? Not to get all hot takey on you, because I don't have Notre Dame's roster in front of me.
Sure.
And my buddy Drew, who's a big Notre Dame fan, would probably tell me that they're going to win the national title. But what do you think it is? Notre Dame is automatically, 5 spots better than they should be?
At least. Honestly, at least.
Like, you have to look at every poll and then be like, all right, I'm going to subtract probably at least 5 from that.
At least.
More?
Yeah. If you told me that now they're probably the 16th best team in the country, if you had to bet, are they likely to finish 16 or 6? I would take 16. But now, that's just because of the nature of college sports.
But they were really good last year, right? I guess.
They were good.
The ACC is terrible again, I'm sure. So Clemson being at number 4 is probably about accurate. And Notre Dame, honestly, at 6 maybe is too, because they're not going to lose in league.
I'll tell you what I'm not confident in at all. Mario Cristobal in Miami at number 10. I just don't have a lot of faith in him. I think he's really good at setting everything up, and he's really bad at executing it. He's a good recruiter. He talks a good game. He has talent on his rosters, obviously. I think he is a pretty good coach. I just don't think he's a great coach.
They should teach a class about branding specifically about the University of Miami. I saw a former player say it on the Snap Talk over the weekend that Miami team in 2000, you know what I'm talking about, was the greatest college football team.
2001, whatever it was, yeah.
Ever, and then listed off all the players and stuff like that. They have been living on that reputation from 1985 to 2000 for 25 years now. That everybody looks at the U and goes, oh, well, they're going to have all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true anymore. And, man, this got me in trouble last time. But the Cristobal Bozo factor might be a thing. But that's another thing. Miami has done nothing but hire bozos since Dennis Erickson.
Yep.
But what was that dude's name? Larry Ilker or something like that? He was the one who was actually coaching that 2000 team. But that was all Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson culminated in that team. What was his name? Anyway, see, non-factor.
Illinois gets a lot of love. They come in at number 12. A little surprising. That's probably just some Big Ten sheen. And they were pretty good last year. SMU at 16 again. So
Boise clocks in at 25.
It's just kind of the throw-in, right? They're always pretty good.
Got to put somebody in there. It's usually Boise.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The only group of 5, group of 6 now team.
Plus, they're going to be really motivated by the litigation.
Yeah.
Going to go tear up that league. All right, what's next?
Number 2, in case you missed it, Shedeur Sanders, Jaxson Dart both looked pretty good in their preseason debuts.
Shedeur did look pretty good. A lot of people tuned in, myself included. That was Friday night, and he went out and he executed well, and he showed off his arm talent. He really can make some very impressive throws, and it's not just like bombs. It's not big arm talent. It's accurate throws in tight windows in the red zone where it's really difficult and the field gets really small, and he played well in those situations. Not everything he did was good. There was even a situation where he got sacked and he went and blamed a player. It was like, dude, you can't hold on to the ball for 4 minutes. You got to get rid of the ball. And he was blaming somebody else, and it was just like, okay, there's still some of those issues there. He's got to be careful with that, but he looked better. He'll be in the running for this. I think he's going to make the team.
He better have. Let me put it that way. Ben, were you a real trash talker on the skateboard platform?
It's not really the sport for it.
You didn't
No,
look over
it's a
at
pretty friendly group.
and say, you're gonna suck in those baggy jeans today, pal. You never did anything like that?
No.
Christian?
No, I was
trash,
quiet. No.
Trash talker?
I
at all?
couldn't back it up, no.
Smart.
But see, here's the problem is if you do lip off, you have to deliver.
Okay.
It almost is. I think people that truly do it and use it as an advantage, it's a self thing as much as it is talking to someone else, if that makes any sense. Because if you say it, you better
Back it up.
or all of a sudden you are the clown, right? You are the bozo. Did you see Shedeur walking in to the stadium? He was surrounded by like 7 people. He was wheeling in a giant speaker that was blaring
Violated my Bluetooth rule.
his own song. And I don't remember what he was wearing, but it was certainly loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Walking in like that to his first preseason
For
game
the
of his
preseason
career.
in general, preseason doesn't matter at all.
I mean, I kind of admire him, honestly.
Yeah, as long as he didn't Quinn Ewers it.
You know what? That takes a lot.
But you better back it up. And to his credit,
But you better play well, or
He
else
did.
you are going to be the story of the weekend that you clowned yourself, basically. So good for him. Hey, use it, whatever you got to do to show up and be productive. And he made some throws. Good for him.
he did.
He kind of had to.
He did.
After that act, he really, really needed to show something.
It is worth mentioning. It was against Carolina, who's probably the worst team in football. And, no offense, and Tyler Huntley came in right after him and was lights out, too. It was 6 of 8 for 51 yards and a touchdown, just like marched down the field. So it's not against the best of the best. This is not the AFC Championship game. You know, it's going to take some more time before we know really what Shedeur is. But it was better than I think his 5th round projection or his 5th round pick would have implied.
But he should have learned this lesson already from his first year at Colorado and the way his father handled things. If you remember, they beat TCU in game 1. TCU was coming off the national championship game, right? They beat TCU, and Deion took the biggest victory lap this sport has ever seen. What did it? He was calling out doubters. What was the word he was using?
Yeah.
I mean,
They went 3-0, and then they lost every game the rest of the season.
What did he say? He was like, I told you to believe.
Yep.
Did you believe?
Yeah, he had receipts.
Just a victory
he was
lap.
calling out media members in the postgame. I saw what you wrote. That's
And
right,
then
Ryan.
they won another couple of games against non.
They beat Colorado
teams.
State, I think. Maybe Colorado State
That's
was
the
who
one that went
beat
into
them.
like triple overtime. I
Yeah,
think,
and
right?
maybe Colorado State beat them, and that broke the run. But that was a non-conference game, so they beat Colorado State. Yeah, they beat 3. I think they beat TCU, Wisconsin, or was it Nebraska?
It might have been Nebraska.
Nebraska,
and then
who was-
Colorado State.
Was it Scott Frost in Nebraska?
Yeah,
and they
it was a-
went 1-11.
Terrible. And Colorado State was bad too. And then they almost beat USC.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes,
Almost
yes,
beat
yes,
USC.
yes.
And USC didn't turn out to be good either.
Correct.
And they were still taking the victory lap. And
I
then
think they
didn't they
went
lose out the
They
season?
went 3-9.
They beat TCU, Nebraska, Colorado State,
Yeah.
Then they lost to Oregon, lost to USC, and then beat Arizona State.
Oh, okay.
And then lost out the rest of the season.
Okay. So 4-8. Nice.
So I would, can you really? Yeah, he played well. Good for him.
Jaxson Dart, more relevant locally.
Throwing darts.
First round pick by the Giants. 12 of 19, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. So good start for Jaxson Dart as well.
I worry for Jaxson similarly to how I worried for Zach Wilson going to the Jets. I hope the organization doesn't screw him up.
They didn't do great for Daniel Jones.
Well, there's rumors
He also
already
wasn't good.
that they're going to tank the season this year to get Arch Manning with the Eli, that whole connection. So it's already, there's a narrative out there that isn't good for Jaxson Dart.
Put him out there and play, and if he's not good, you draft a quarterback over him. That's fine. But play him for a year, and if you're good, great. You found your guy.
The advantage Shedeur has is he has nothing to lose. He's for a bad organization that's a crowded quarterback room, and he can go sling it. Jaxson Dart has the whole weight of the franchise on his shoulders, at least for a year.
Yeah.
Poor guy. But he played well.
Yeah, he did.
All right, what's next?
Number 3, the NBA released the opening night and Christmas Day schedules.
The schedule makers, and these are the TV organizations, companies that say, hey, we kind of want some high-profile games.
It's the mouse, right?
They do not have any faith in the Eastern Conference. They went all Western Conference, essentially, in these debuts. Generally, they try and balance it out. But the opening night schedule is 4 Western Conference teams playing. Houston at OKC, Golden State at the Lakers, which might be a bad game. Golden State and Lakers both might not be very good. I mean, Luka, I get it. LeBron, I get it. But they haven't fixed a ton of their issues. And Golden State loved the way they closed the season and then weren't any good in the playoffs. Obviously, Houston OKC is interesting with the KD returning.
That's a ring ceremony.
Making
game
his
too.
debut for Houston and then going at his old team in OKC. Long Christmas Day schedule, but again, 5 games, only 1 Eastern Conference game. Cleveland and New York to start on Christmas morning. Then you go Spurs and Thunder. I guess we don't know what order this is. Okay, yeah, it does have the order. Cavs Knicks to start the day on Christmas. Spurs Thunder, Rockets Lakers, Mavericks Warriors, Timberwolves Nuggets. Nightcap.
I think with the Lakers, you're ignoring the DeAndre Ayton factor, which I think automatically boosts them to top of the West.
I honestly am wondering, is he starting on Christmas?
Yeah, they don't have anybody else.
J.J. Redick did a playoff game where he didn't play. He didn't go to his bench for the entire second half, and I think he played Jackson Hayes for 2 minutes. DeAndre Ayton's not a good player. He puts up numbers. He's a very bad basketball player. And he's a bit of a fool. He's a bozo.
But, well, let's put this in sommelier terms. And, by the way, that Redick move didn't work.
No, none of it worked. Yeah, right.
But let's go. Let's say in a playoff series, you can go all Merlot.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can, your Merlot's your best thing, your best year. We're going heavy Merlot. You can't do that 365, Ben.
Sure.
You can't do that for an entire NBA season. You got to have
sprinkling some exciting whites.
Yeah. Got to have a Malbec. You got to have like a Pinot Gris. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you need something light.
You need a little variety.
Sure.
That's how you make it through the NBA season.
Yeah.
And then go all Merlot.
Okay. You think Merlot? I mean, that's what he is, right? He's a Merlot. So.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Do we have the sommelier is our nickname for JJ Redick.
You've seen the movie Sideways.
I have.
You know that ruined like the Merlot
I do,
culture.
yes,
If people don't know this. So it's Paul Giamatti and or what's his name? It's
the guy from Wings.
What's his name? Oh,
Something
man.
Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Lowell Mather.
And they're going through wine tasting in Napa. And Paul Giamatti is this, he's a sommelier. I mean, he's a wine expert.
A wine guy.
He's a wine guy. And he hates Merlot. And people, because they don't know anything about wine, myself included, saw him say that in what turned into a very iconic movie. And everyone's like, well, I'm never ordering Merlot.
Ever again.
And they were like, it's a fine wine.
Well, it's actually worse than that because it was him going to a party and he said, there better not be any Merlot.
Yeah. And he gets drunk.
And so it makes it seem like it's beneath
anybody. But
anybody.
It became
Which
a thing.
I did ask a winemaker in Napa about that. He's like, it wiped it out. It wiped out the Merlot market.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's like when Jaws came out and nobody went to the
Not
beaches
going to the
that
beach
summer.
anymore. Yep. Not going swimming.
Hilarious.
We've since returned to the water, not returned to Merlot.
The fallout, cultural fallout.
What a weird movie. That was a throwaway line. The guy writing it was like, pick a wine.
Yeah,
Whatever wine. Could
I
have been
saw that
whatever.
too. Yeah,
Could have been whatever. Pinot Noir. I don't care. I just wrote Merlot. It was funny.
Ruined an industry.
Someone went bankrupt.
Yeah, people are pulling out those vines. You know, it takes decades for those vines to grow. People are like, get this Merlot out of here. We can't sell it.
Thanks, Paul Giamatti.
All right. Have you seen that movie, Christian?
No.
Oh, great. Yeah, worth watching.
It was harken way back to the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's a guys talking movie. It's a movie about guys talking.
All right, stay tuned. More next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.